welcome back. It's 11:44 p.m. I don't care anymore. And this is part 7 of the Vampire Jenny reading. This one I highlighted in purple, so I'm excited. This one's also going to be a relatively short one, but that's because, again, this thing is 22 pages by now. It's really long. And this one introduces one of my favorite little plot devices. I can't exactly call it a character, but you'll see. Let's just get started. You know how we left off. Jenny said, wait 5-ish more minutes to make sure we don't have any other vampire issues to deal with. Jenny noted, and now we're diving in. Jenny wasn't wrong about waiting 5 minutes. After 4 minutes of waiting, a squirrel with abnormally sharp claws shredded its way through the back screen door and halfway through the glass. Jenny opened the door with a mighty eye roll. It scampered onto her shoulder and nuzzled to her face. This is what I was afraid of. Woodland creatures licking my blood off the sidewalk and catching the vampire. The squirrel is my vampiric servant now, and if what I can see from its brain is any indication, anyone that gets turned is going to consider me God. I hate it here. Jenny sighs heavily. I mean, we could... Steve tried to reassure her, but she cut him off. I know what I could do, babysitter, honestly. I just want to go home and see if I can meet up with Erica and Robin and everyone else in the morning. I have evil plans to make to keep all the lies I'm going to have to tell straight. Eddie, you can go to bed now. Jenny confessed, dropping the bravado she had been trying to keep up. She was physically and emotionally exhausted, and it would be a lot easier if she was in her cold, empty house where she wouldn't be a threat. She couldn't be tempted if no one was around. How would you get home? The curfews are still in place. Steve asked. He didn't think that her leaving was a good idea with no one to watch her. Excellent question. The answer is put on my other clothes that got shredded by bats, mess up my hair a little, make myself look like I got helped out of a pile of rubble and bandaged up, and get caught on purpose. The police think I'm dead. Dead people can't know about curfews. Besides, the police are the first people who need to be convinced that Eddie isn't dangerous, Jenny announced. How do you keep coming up with these? Seriously, do you have a plan for this or something? How do you have contingencies for being a vampire? That isn't normal, Steve exclaimed. I'm Batman, she said simply. She hadn't read a ton of Batman comics, but from what she gathered about him from Will and Dustin, he had a plan for everything that could go wrong. She went upstairs to get changed into her messed up clothes and bandaged herself. She had the bright idea to jump out a second-floor window to get busted up enough to give the impression she had been trapped under rubble. She was bruised, but she knew she would be fine in half an hour or so. It didn't take long for a cop car to pull up next to her. She was limping, which slowed her down a fair bit. She squinted to exaggerate her sensitivity to light in the headlights of the cop car. Chief Powell, what's going on? Jenny asked innocently. Jenny, everyone thought you died in the earthquake. Where have you been, young lady? Officer Powell asked, shining a flashlight in her face, which made her squint more. I was trapped under rubble for who knows how long. I was lucky Eddie came back after getting Dustin and Steve to safety. Sorry, I think I hit my head. I'm really sensitive to light right now. Jenny shrugged, covering her eyes and hoping he didn't notice they were red. It's illegal to lie to an officer, Jenny, Officer Powell informed her, turning the flashlight off blessedly. I'm not. I was with him when Fred got murdered. He came to me absolutely panicked because this demon did something to Chrissy, and he was scared that he'd get arrested. We all know this town is cursed, but I never expected the devil to show his face here. I prayed with him for a while and tried to get him to calm down. After Fred's death, he didn't feel comfortable putting me in danger by staying, and I didn't know where he went after that. That was until he swooped in like a hero to save Dustin and Steve during the earthquake. I would have died if it wasn't for him. Jenny explained, playing the religion card. She reckoned that Officer Powell would be more receptive to the idea that Jenny would pray with Eddie after encountering a demon than the actual truth. She also knew that he technically wasn't chief anymore, but he liked the title, so she used it. Do you need a ride home, Jenny? You look a bit roughed up, Officer Powell offered. That would be great, thank you, Chief Powell. Eddie patched me up a bit, but there's not much he could do about the bruising. Jenny thanked him, getting into the cruiser and giving Officer Powell a closed-eyed grin, hoping to the non-existent Lord that he wouldn't notice her teeth. She waved and thanked him again when he dropped her off and gave a deep sigh of relief once he was gone. All right, now on to getting my stories in order, she murmured to herself. She let her shoulders sag. It would be a long night of writing and planning. And as I said, this is a short installment. I haven't named the squirrel yet in the story. Well, he does have a name, but you'll find that out later in the next page, which is installment 8. But for now, I'm signing off. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, whatever time it is for you. Have a good time. Peace.